Hello, today I'm here to tell you the story of Jim Bob and how he saved the G-Sect in 100 days. There were tribulations before the trials. It didn't faze Jim Bob though, with his unwaveringly good looks and charm. Jim Bob found Brother Zai unconscious on the ground. With some quick thinking, he rushed to find Dr. Sun. After getting Brother Zai stable, he went looking for survivors. All he found was rubble. The initiates were standing around with horror on their face. Jim Bob decided he wanted to rebuild the G-Sect. He wanted a place to call his home, so Yang showed him how to gather resources and built a house for him. Then he learned how to farm and clear his new land. Jim Bob decided to clean up the town before he started the long task of rebuilding the sect. First things first, he needs sleep, then he can go spelunking. He finds the resources he needs are plentiful and started construction on the renovation pavilion. Jim Bob decides to go fishing to make a few spirit shards. Then I receive free food for being in the right place at the right time. I say to my daily pleasantries to Lee in hopes of dating her one day. Yang gives me an elixir for giving him something broken. Then we rinse and repeat doing small tasks. I go into business with Jai in the hopes to see a big return in my money. Wei gives us a blueprint for the warehouse and the workshop. I found the perfect spot for meditation in the valley, now I just need to talk to you. I secured the first axe upgrade and every piece follows shortly after. Cooking's a big part of Jim Bob's life. It either will boost stats or replenish your ever-diminishing stamina. Jim Bob meets everyone at the rebuilt main hall and makes future plans to become the leader of the G-Sect. Next, Jim Bob follows a strange woman deep into the woods, enchanted by her goth-like beauty. Jim Bob saved up enough materials to make the warehouse. While running through town, he stumbles upon Yang talking to a newcomer, Lin, the crafter. She tells Yang that she doesn't want to join G-Sect the way it is right now. Day 19, I decide I need to expand the farm. Then I fight this giant crystal early in the morning for its sweet loot. The next day, Jim Bob needed a break, so he went fishing for the day. Once he was almost out of stamina, we went to turn in Mirage Ore Essence to you for a nice reward. Jim Bob followed a fox into a strange portal. At first I thought the fox was evil, but it ended up being a really good place and netting me some more max mana. At this point in time, I really wanted to point out the progress that we have made with the farm, and also thank you for making it this far in the video. With that being said, Jim Bob will have to change everything on the farm for the Octopath well. It covers 8 grow spots around it to automate watering. Dr. Sun tells me to get some more medical items to treat Brother Zai. I'm starting to think this guy's a quack. Jim Bob wanted to show you the sunset forest while gathering cicadas. He said you're welcome in advance. Muzia teaches us how to make zongzi, which is a pretty complex dish. After that, we finally made it to middle stage breakthrough. Now we're just gonna enjoy us getting our butts kicked by the first boss. Ah, that's cool. We can just switch to this. I needed a key on this top layer though, if I can. There, man. Oh, he got me. I don't know what these green things are, but I beat you. With the first breakthrough accomplished, the world is our oyster. Something to note, I get close to dying a few times, but never died, so I don't know what happens when you do. Jim Bob is still supplying food for all the sect members. At least Jai is paying me for my troubles now. Jim did a lot of farming for a few days. He definitely has a growing hoarding problem. If you ever want to hear a good food story, Muzia thinks she has one for you. At least she's nice on the eyes. You can see clearly Jim Bob loves mining and might need some rocks for the next big build he is doing. Lynn likes my hat, so she gave me a sword. Chin wants me to build him a house right here so he can just wake up and fish. I think Jim owes him that much for all the free fish he's given us. The mysterious creeper bribes Jim with a weather forecast machine to act like I don't see him. Ting Feng lets me know I can bring various items to bribe lecturers to the G-Sect. As the narrator, I'll allow this and let Jim have his way. Jim finds himself surrounded in the mines. Luckily he has an oh shit button that slings 5 metal swords and a cone array. He doesn't use it here though because he has a one-track mine for luminous sand. Jim Bob needs a stone mill mainly to make flour and chili powder. It really does seem like a lot of mills need chili powder. I trade Guwa some food dishes to get a piece of jade fragment, then go to you with the other piece to make a small relic that gives me a little boost to stat, which is actually really good for us. Jim Bob brought away some food and received a large fermentation jar. It really does seem like food is the solution to everything in this story. Jim Bob learns he can bribe lecturers to come teach at the school with food items. Modified octowells save so much mana and time on farming. After getting the farm filled up with them, it was just the case to plant and harvest. Song is warming up to me for helping her. She gives me some rose seeds, which are useful for cosmetics later in the story. Later, while I was running through the forest, a tree branch falls on me. Then Song finds me unconscious on the ground and revitalizes me to life. These talismans are hard to attain at first, but once we start making massive harvests from the crops, it really is child's play to obtain them. Jim Bob decided to change the house to make it a little more psychedelic. Back into the caves because we need that superior stone. Jim Bob receives amazing news that he's going to be the supervisor of the sect. We are well on our way to becoming a leader now. I'm so close to leveling up the sect. I need one more building rebuilt. Then I can upgrade to the next foundation. That means more power for all of us. Yang gives me a new spell. I don't really use it too often though. Sorry Yang, that spell wasn't the best. Jai gives me a new uniform so I can look the part of the supervisor. After Song saves Jim Bob again, he gives her an access to the paper crane. Cheng gives Jim Bob a drying rack because it's sunny and hot and perfect time to dry fish. Jim Bob found out that double-cooked pork was a good way to make money. As you can see, it is worth quite a lot. Being in the sect pays you a few resources every month that add up over the seasons. I'm glad there's some reward for all the work I did. Song teaches me how to take care of bees and even gives me a few sunflowers. I'd finally saved up enough shards to open a store. This, in my opinion, is when the game truly opens up. Dao gave me a quest to bring 20 of each superior resource. He can now sell me a portion of them every day. Now I don't have to grind for resources as much. With the sect finally leveled up, that means we need to grind for some sweet XP to get the next foundation. Everyone in town is at my new store for the opening day. I guess Jim Bob is the town magnet today. Jim Bob received a scythe and wanted to take it for a spin. It's so much faster to harvest now. Chin is finally getting his dream house on our dime. Hopefully that's all he needs to vote for me as leader now. With 3 large fermentation jars, our wine-making business can open up now. In late autumn, Dao gives us a quest to give him rare resources so he can sell them to us. So we do just that. Now we can buy rare resources. Woo! Just know all the time you don't see me doing the town side quest, I am doing them, just not really worth covering. Wei is trying to get me to help in another get-rich-quick scheme. And as a friend, of course, I'm going to help him, but it doesn't work. Miu asked us to help her with her mom, Ye. She's drinking too much and is worried about her health. We find Ye at night looking at the moon and drinking. After a chat, we talked her into giving it up. Song gives Jim a silkworm house blueprint and tells him how to make silk and bring it back to her. This side quest overpaid by a lot for some leather. I have no clue why though. It's Yu's birthday, so we give him some choice Ling pie. Lin is going to show Jim how to make a portable fire, so we give her luminous sand and makes one for us. The R&D building is up and running. We can trade resources for upgraded plants and decorations. It also unlocks trade routes, which are beneficial to us progressing. A strange phantom steward shows up one morning at our doorstep. She was supposed to be a guide for us through our cultivation, but the old leader of the G-Sect perished and she was waiting on his word to come help us. She got tired of waiting and came and found us. We fought our next foundational self and oh boy, he is hitting a lot harder now. The next sect upgrade is going to be a long journey. The Phantom Steward takes us to an island on the middle of the lake and teaches us about banquets. Our harvests are getting pretty big, as you can see. Good thing we can upgrade the warehouse a lot. I really do enjoy fishing in this game. It feels so rewarding. Jim had to have a serious talk with Lee about reading her books in class and how it was affecting her cultivation. Lee and Jim had a better connection with each other after that though. Lee had a teleporter to the land of flowers that she gave me, so I had to try it out of course. The silkworms were finally ready to get the silk off their cocoons. Hopefully it actually is worth the time. It's Yang's birthday, so we're giving him bean curd. He really likes it. Jim finally talked Moo into joining the G-Sect. Now we have our own cook. Jim gets to building the new kitchen and it's gonna be awesome. Fighting the Land of Flowers boss is not too bad. He goes down pretty quick though. For fighting the boss, we get the Water Lingzi, and that gives us more mana. I'm all about that mana. This is probably the cutest thing in this story. A turtle on a hamster wheel. This is going to make our new flour and chili powder and everything. Jim takes the silk to Song, and she teaches us how to make cosmetics. There's some really cool looking ones in here, and I do actually end up getting one eventually. It's the first day of spring of the second year, and Jim is frolicking through the forest. I tell Jai how we can make money off bees and silk. She loves the idea, and we make a plan to make it happen. Jim buys a new Z sword, and it's gonna make a huge difference. The irrigation well is a must-have. Even though it's a manual pump, you will love it, and it takes legendary potatoes. This is the area of effect that it hits. Quite amazing. We say hi to Mr. Turtle Mill and go about and look at our inventory. Jim queues up some fruit wine, but it takes 5 days or 1 per day to make. We set up our farming for mass production in putting these irrigation wells down, and we messed up on the first placement, but we fix it later on. Jim finishes out the first seed tech on the R&D section. It gives us sect contribution points and a seed pack. Jim rushes to Yang after having a massive dispute with Song. They decide that she's not a major threat. She's done everything possible to actually make the sect better. Jim's been going to lectures once a week since we started this. He is maxed out on everything he can learn so far. Jim took some R&R today and really needed just to fish. The monthly stipend went up, and that is awesome. It goes up every time, and it looks like it doubled for going up in foundation. The only thing we have to renovate right now is to expand our house to 3, which means we need to do more story to unlock more. Jim went to Song to see if she was back from her adventure or being away and mad at us. And we found the fox instead, and the fox wanted us to help it. So we did. We picked up the place, fed those silkworms, and took care of the bees. We even fed the fox fish until Song came back. We sell some excess resources and make quite a bit of money, and you can see that fruit wine went for a pretty good price. All in all, we made it up to 18 spirit stones. That is crazy. With the money, we unlocked Yahuwah Dock, Q-Town, and we also unlocked Fog Valley. Jim spent the rest of the day unlocking all of his resources that he could. Song came back finally, and I told her I took care of all of our animals, and she was really happy with that and gave me old Yipper Yips here, the fox. She told me she saved a town from a disease, which is a good deed on her part, and we're gonna try to get her to be a part of the G-Sect. Jim places the pet bed down and actually learns that it's an inventory, so he has even more inventory space now. Jim Bob finds himself face to face with a ghost talking about scale model. Then we have a sect meeting to see if we want Song to join us or not. Everybody votes yes though. I rush over to Song to give her the official sect invitation, and she's kind of hesitant at first, but all in all, she thinks about it and wants more friends, and it's nice to have friends around, so she gladly accepts afterwards. At day 81, we finally get the first level of this exotic procurement done. It was a little bit of a struggle because I didn't really know what I was doing until I figured it out. It's Lee's second birthday today, and we're going to give her a collection of stories. That's a plus 27. She really loves books, and it gives us a full heart finally, and we can take our relationship to the next level. Song and I went to Ting to find out how to lift the curse of the jinx off her. Ting informed us that she needed a guiding star. I asked how to get that, and Ting told me something shocking, that I was Song's guiding star. Yang and the rest of the sect wanted to celebrate like we did on the first day of our arrival. He suggested it had to be in front of my house, and I agreed. With fireworks and great food, we had an amazing party and reminisced on the past. Everyone talked about the grand plans they had for the future as well. Afterwards, I went to the special trader and checked her orders. I had plenty of scallions, so we paid our first $250 of her currency from her. We bought 27 soul grass from her. It's really a massive money maker if you get lucky with the legendary drops on them. Then we opened up the Yishan route. You can evolve Yippers until he is maxed out, and once he's maxed out, he can actually take stuff back to town and sell them for you. It saves you a lot of time in the end. We host our first banquet, and it goes okay. It doesn't go bad. I just use the food I've received over time that I haven't eaten yet, but pretty cool process in this storyline. Lee and I have a special dinner before she heads out on her next route mission. To pass the time while Lee was gone, Jim Bob decided to farm the Land of Flowers some more, and he farmed a lot. Jim Bob secured the last trade town, which is Mechanism Town. It gave us a bunch of cool looking floors though. I'm excited about that. We're still trying to heal Brother Zai, but at least he's making some kind of progress now, even with a quack doctor. As you can tell by this ingredient list, it's getting a little wonky on how many ingredients and steps are in making these food types. We're now starting to feed Brother Zai real food. Dr. Sun says it's supposed to help him, so hopefully it does. Alright, Jim Bob's doing it. He's going and taking his house into the Stone Age, getting out of that wooden bamboo stuff, and it's going to look real beautiful. We got Yippers the Fox to his first evolution, and it doesn't change a whole lot. He gets a little shinier, a few white specks, but that's about it. It's Chen's birthday, we're giving him a big-headed carp again. He loves those things. Look at that, plus 15. May's back in town, the special trader, and she has a new exotic procurement for me. Lee's finally back from her adventure, and she's real happy to see us. She gave us this amazing gift, and I don't know how to thank her. Even purple hair and everything. To get through the next breakthrough, we need to continue to build our sect up. We need it at the next level, but we have to get the grind going for that. Jim Bob had to fight tooth and nail to get these 4 ginseng fruits. We went through so many tomato plants and finally got what we needed. No, you're not seeing that wrong. That's 16,000 shards going into a bridge. And the bridge opens up the freaking main world. Jim Bob is ecstatic. Narrator is ecstatic. The world is ecstatic. After all the farming is settled and done, the grind is still going. We need the chilies for that sweet $12.50. We turn into the ginseng fruits that we've gotten out of our labor, and hopefully we get Brother Zai awake soon. With the bridge open, this is what we have right now, just Yahuwah Mystic Realm, but we do get to start unlocking them as we go now. We get the 3rd evolution for Mr. Yippers, and he is now a completely different animal being. Now we have the Rainflower Valley Mystic Realm open. It is a completely different beast. Everything's harder to kill. I love it. It's more difficult. Look at this beautiful boss. You can't really see too good right now just because it is very, very dangerous, if you can see my health, but I'm also very, very dangerous, so we didn't take too long to kill it, but it took some time still. Afterwards, we went and gave Wang a puppet for his birthday, and of course he loves puppets. We're still giving more fruits and mushrooms for Brother Zai, and hopefully he wakes up sooner rather than later. We bribe another top-of-the-line lecturer to come teach me how to be a better cultivator. We pick up a new outfit, and man does it look epic. I love the black smoky look to it. I just want to give a little appreciation to Jim Bob for his prowess of making money off his excess resources. Like, look at this, 5, then he goes up and sells these for $2.20 a pop at 3, and then we just jump up to 17. Jim Bob decides to buy rose seeds because he wants to see if he can make more cosmetics. Also, the sunflowers are a good add as well. We turn in the last thing that he needs for Brother Zai to wake up. Yang tells me to leave the room while he performs a powerful ritual where he's going to punch through a small portion of Brother Zai's outer shell. And it works. Amazingly, it works. And now we are all in the room surrounding him, telling him what happened, and he's in disbelief of G-Sect being destroyed and we have rebuilt it, being nobodies. After 100 days, man, this is crazy. We finally got Brother Zai awake. It's been a ride. I don't even want to look at all that I have to edit for this, but we did it. After 100 days, which took me roughly 40 hours of play, not to mention the time to edit, this is where Jim Bob's story lies. I came to a new land with hope and aspirations in our heart. Jim Bob met turmoil, but I didn't let it get us down. Jim picked up the pieces and did what any redneck would do. Duct tape that shit back up. I don't know if I'll do another 100-day video series on this. It really depends on how well the video does. But I do know one thing. Thank you to the ones that watched the video. I won't lie, the likes and shares are really nice too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day everyone. I'll see you on the next one, and goodbye.